Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a 30 days until Disney World trip planning vlog. If you're new around here, hello, my name is Mackenzie. I'm heading to Disney World this December with my family, extended family. It's a big family trip, there's 7 of us going and I am so excited for this vacation. I probably am the most excited about this trip than any other Disney World trip I've taken just because getting to go with my family, my husband, my Uncle Shane, and my Uncle Mikey is going to be so special and I just cannot wait. And I'm really excited to take you guys along on this 30-day planning process. I feel like 30 days is a lot less stressful than the last video I did, which was the 60 days until Disney World mark. I feel like for that one, I'm waking up early, booking dining, booking extras. It's like time constricting, time crunch, making sure you get these times that you want for your trip. But the 30-day mark, there is nothing like that I had to book. These are just things that I kind of leave for the 30-day mark to kind of get me excited about the trip and break up a little bit of the planning so I'm not making all these reservations and purchases all at once, if that makes sense. So yeah, this 30-day mark is a lot more relaxed, a lot more chill, but I like to leave a couple of these things just, like I said, to get me excited for the trip. Not that I need to get any more excited for this trip, but I feel like it's just like, okay, 30 days, I get to plan this, and that means I'm 30 days away, and I feel like it just helps me count down. So to get started, I think the first thing I want to do with you guys is to book my transportation from the MCO airport to our Disney World hotel. We're gonna head in the office to do that because I want to talk you guys through a couple of the different options we were deciding between and ultimately what we ended up deciding on and the pricing for that. Let's head to the office and start the 30 days until Disney World planning. I cannot believe I am 30 days away. I am just so happy, so smiley. Let's go book transportation to Disney World. Okay, we've made it into the office / guest room now. I'm still redoing some of this, so just disregard. But I wanted to talk about some of the transportation options that we were deciding between for our trip from MCO to our Disney hotel. The first one, obviously, that we put a lot of thought into was Uber, Lyft, rideshare service. Now, my sister and I have used Uber and Lyft before to get from MCO to our hotel, and it works great for us. I think being a group of 2 or 3, splitting the cost, it's low cost, and you usually get to your resort very quickly, like in 25-35 minutes. However, the thing that kind of deterred us from Uber and Lyft for our group of 7 is just that being a larger group with multiple bags, my sister and I are both planning on checking a bag and having a carry-on. My mom might do the same. We were probably gonna have to split into 3 different Ubers just because even with an Uber XL, we've ridden in those before with like 4 of us and all of our luggage and it was kind of tight. So I think we probably would have had to split into 2 or 3 Ubers, and at that point it's not as cost efficient as you think it would be. So we just ultimately decided not to do that. The second option that we really strongly considered, I would say probably like our next best option, was private transportation services. There are a ton of private transportation companies that can get you from MCO to your Disney hotel, your hotels that you're staying at near Disney. Honestly, it's a really good option for bigger groups because if you split the cost between like 7-8 people like we were gonna do, it honestly doesn't turn out to be that much more expensive than like Uber. I think we were looking at around like $50 to $60 per person round trip, which honestly isn't bad for a private transportation service. Having someone come to pick you up directly, assisting you with your bags, you're in a shuttle bus by yourself, just your party. I think it was a really good option for us, but why we decided not to do that is just because we are traveling in 2 different groups. We're flying on 2 different flights. We are planning on getting to the airport within 30 minutes of each other just so we're all together, but if there's any flight delay at all, we were worried that one of the groups would be stuck waiting for the other because we all paid for the private transportation service together. We wanted the option on if there was any kind of travel hiccups or delays or cancellations, whatever group got there first could go ahead and head to the resort without us and not feel like they were losing out on their private transportation service. So I think if you're going in a group and you're all traveling together, I think it's a really great option, and I will link a couple of the companies that I've heard really great things about below. Just for us for this trip, it just wasn't going to work out. So what we ultimately decided on for our transportation option is Mears Connect, which if you don't know what Mears Connect is, it is a shuttle bus transportation service. It's a company that has huge charter buses and smaller vans that can bring you from MCO to your Disney hotel, Universal hotel, things like that. And we absolutely love Mears Connect. We've used it before. Mears Connect is really great too because we're going to book it in our separate groups that we're traveling with. So if someone gets there late, the other group can go ahead. And Mears is really great about understanding about flight delays and stuff. There's no set time you have to get on your bus. You just kind of get on your bus when there's spots available going to your resort. So I think it'll be good if there's there's any travel hiccups, I just feel like it's like the safest bet option for us, and I'm really excited about it. So I wanted to scoot over and pull it up for you guys on the screen just so you can see how I'm booking it and the steps and process of that. This is the Mears Connect website. I just have it pulled up. If you see me looking over here, it's because I'm looking at my computer. But like I said, it's an Orlando airport, shuttles to Disney and beyond. It's 24/7, so if you're having a later flight, early morning flight, it's great. So as you can see here, there's two different options, the standard option and the express option. The express option, you're still on a shared bus. However, you're just going to be the first stop out of all the stops that they stop at for the hotels. I honestly don't think it's worth it. If you are in a little bit of a hurry, I feel like a lot of times that is the downside to Mears, is that you do make a couple other stops and you do wait for the bus to fill up at the airport. However, we're not in a hurry at all. We're getting to the airport very, very early at like 9:30 in the morning, and there's no way our room's going to be ready at that point. So we're not in a rush, and I just think the standard shared option is the best option for us and just in general. So when you go in here, as you can see, children 2 and under are free, and then it's $13 per child. I'm pretty sure that's ages 3 to 9, and then $16 per adult one way. Total, you just double that. It's $32 per person round trip, which is what we will be doing. So the reason I wait until the 30-day mark to book this is just because you do have to put in your flight information, and I know at that 30-day mark, like the flights are locked in, we're not changing them, we're not going to be making any adjustments. So I'm going to be doing this for 5 adults, so I'll put that in there, and then I'm going to fill in all of our drop-off, pick-up information, and we'll talk a little bit about pricing. So now that I have that all filled in and done, it was $168 total for 5 people round trip, which works out to about $34 per person, like including tax and everything. And again, it's just a very cost efficient option, I think. And knowing that we'll be able to get to the airport and like be all together and go. It is my Uncle Shane's first time at Disney World, and so I think there's something so special about getting to go from MCO, get on the Mears Connect bus, drive through the gates of Disney, like see different hotels as you're dropping other people off. When I brought my husband to Disney for the first time, we took Mears Connect, and I think he started to realize just how massive Disney property was by taking the bus and getting to see the different resorts and driving around on it. So I think it's going to be a really fun option, and I'm really excited to be using Mears Connect again. So that is kind of the booking process for that. Next thing I wanted to talk about, I really wanted to talk about Standby Skipper. If you don't know what Standby Skipper is, essentially it's just a app that you can get on your phone that searches for multi-pass selections in the background. So it kind of takes away, if you're the person that has to scroll on your phone and find those multi-pass times and experiences, like it's kind of doing that for you. And I really didn't know what Standby Skipper was until I started seeing Bethany Vinton on Instagram. She does a lot of great like Disney food content, but she was sharing her experience using it. And as the person that is always on the My Disney Experience app in the parks, I really just want to be more present on this trip. And I think a lot of what Disney has done has kind of made it to where you have to be planning while you're in the parks. I do think being able to book the multi-pass, single pass selections 7 days in advance from your trip if you're staying on Disney property is helpful. However, once you use that first one on a day, you can start searching for others. And that's when I find myself when I'm on my phone. It's like trying to find the next time or trying to modify times just because, you know, we're changing our plans. And like I said, I just want to be more present because this is a trip that's really, really special to me and important to me. So yeah, we're gonna do a Standby Skipper. You can set it up 30 days from your trip, which is great, and we are 30 days out. So I downloaded the app. It's just on the App Store, and then log in with my email. One thing you do have to do is you have to share your Disney account with Standby Skipper, like add them to your friends and family list so they're able to book multi-pass selections for you. They also are doing virtual queues now too. They're not doing single pass, so just virtual queue and multi-pass, but that is gonna save me so much headache from having to wake up in the morning and have to be on my phone during the trip. So because of that, you do have to add them to your friends and family list, and you also have to get everyone in your group to add them to the list as well. So I sent it out to all 7 members of our travel party, including myself, and everybody accepted. And once that happens, you're able to upgrade your plan. So I'm going to put the pricing for Standby Skipper over here just so y'all can kind of get an example of what you're looking at. The first option is the recruit plan. Essentially, it's just their free trial of Standby Skipper. for. You can search for up to 12 people for multi-passes, but it's going to be like the very low popular attractions at Disney World. So it's really just a way to try it out and see how you like it, see if it's easy to navigate for you. Next up is the Skipper, which is a day pass. It's $25 per day. It can search for up to 12 people, and it searches for all the multi-pass attractions. I think this is a good option if you're going on a shorter trip, or maybe you're just thinking of getting multi-pass for a couple of days out of your trip. I think it can be a really good option. But the option that we're using is the Captain Search. It's $45 for 7 days of your trip. It searches for up to 12 people as well, and all of the multi-pass selection. So we're going for 7 days, so this is perfect to pay $45 and have something that's really gonna help me minimize my time planning while I'm on the trip. I think it's so great. I do want to just point out that Standby Skipper is very, very open about they're not trying to cheat the system or beat the system or be faster than anyone on their phone. Their goal is really just to be searching in the background for you for that attraction or time that you're looking for. So I think that is a genius idea for someone to create, because you're spending so much money on this Disney trip and you're taking time off work, you know, you're getting to be with your family. I just see myself a lot like sometimes not being present and being glued to my Disney Experience app on my phone, and I really think Standby Skipper is going to help me. So let's just pull up the app just so you can kind of see what it looks like. So you just have all the park options up here and then all the attractions you can choose from. And then when you click into it, like It's a Small World, you can put what time you're looking for and set up a search for it. I can't wait to review this for you guys in the vlogs. I think it's going to be really interesting to see how it works, how well it works. I will be taking you through the process of booking multi-pass, single pass at that week mark in advance, but once you use one, you can start booking others in the park, and that is what that's going to be used for. So I am very excited. I will say we are planning on doing multi-pass for every day of our trip. This is something that as we were planning this trip like a year ago, we were talking about budgeting for, at the time, Lightning Lane Genie Plus. We all agreed we really just wanted to prioritize having that. That way we are able to lower our wait times, just because this is a trip that it's probably going to be really hard to get all 7 of us together again, and we just want to maximize our time. So we were budgeting for that. Like as we were booking the trip, we had that worked into our budget. So we are going to be doing multi-pass for each day. I will not be buying that premium platinum whatever pass. It's like $500 a day. I think multi-pass is a good option. I've heard really good things about it. I haven't been able to use it yet. I feel like I was just getting the hang of Lightning Lane and Genie Plus, and then they switched it. But I've heard really good things about multi-pass, and I'm excited to use it for myself. So those are the little things that I felt like I needed to book and like pay for. Now we're gonna do some fun little creative things. And what I really want to do is just probably go into the living room, pop on some Disney vlogs. Magically Caitlin, one of my favorite Disney YouTubers and YouTubers in general, has been putting out some really good Disney vlogs, and I think there's one that I need to watch. So maybe just put on some Disney vlogs, and I really want to make just like a vision board for this trip. I'm a very visual person, and like I said, with this trip being so special to me and being such a trip that I've like dreamed about taking with my family for so long, I just want to have a vision board of like what I want this trip to look like, feel like the vibes of this trip. And then I also, to kind of go along with that, want to make a little trip bucket list, a little mini trip bucket list. I just think it's so fun because there are so many things that my family and I have been talking about, like on the phone, on Zoom, on text, about what we want to do, and I just want to write them down so I don't forget them. And yeah, I just think it's going to be really fun, a little creative. 30 days out to get me excited for the trip, because I'm not going to have time the weeks before leading up to Disney. I'm going to be packing, prepping, doing all of that. So I'm really excited to just get a little creative and get to envisioning this trip like in a little more of a physical form instead of just like thinking about it in my mind. So we're gonna head in there, pop on a fun little vlog, and get to vision board bucket list planning, and I can't wait to show you guys what we come up with for that. So let's go. Okay, it is a little bit later. The sun is setting. It's only 5 o'clock. It's fine. Anyway, so I finished my vision board. I wanted to put it over here on the screen for you guys. I was so excited making this. It was so much fun. As you can see, I'm kind of looking at it over here. Have a little bit of Christmas on there because we are going during December and during the Christmas season, which I'm super excited about. I feel like the park, it's similar to like how I feel about my apartment. Like when I have Christmas decorations up, it just looks complete, and that's kind of how I feel about Disney World too. Disney World is perfect without the decorations, but with the Christmas stuff, it's even better, especially Hollywood Studios. I have a little Hollywood Studios picture on there because I love those decorations. So this kind of is going to go with a couple of things on my bucket list that you might be like, why is Dumbo on there? Stay tuned. But I have Dumbo, some little drinks and snacks that I want to try on this trip, and just like a lot of just being together with my family, my sister that I love going to Disney with, and lots of fireworks. I don't know, I just feel like it feels very cozy. I'm excited really for Disney World at night. We're planning to spend a lot of time at night in the parks, which I think is going to be so great. So now let's move on to my bucket list so you can kind of understand that vision board a little bit more. So I wanted to make just like a little mini bucket list for this trip, just talking about the things that I want to do. It's really more like a checklist because these are things that we've talked about in our family group message planning our trip that, you know, maybe me and my sister want to do, or my husband and I, or just like as a group. And I want to have them written down so we remember to do them. So the first thing is to try 2 different Festival of the Holiday food booths. We are going during Festival of the Holidays at Epcot, and I loved the food booth items last year, and I feel like this year I'm gonna love them too. The menu hasn't been released as of now, but I'm very excited for that, and I want to try 2 different booths this year. Next, I want to make my own little popcorn treat in Magic Kingdom. I have a picture of that on the vision board, but basically it's this place in Magic Kingdom where you can make like a little treat of popcorn with popcorn and like chocolate syrup and M&Ms and pretzels. I am like the biggest fan. One of my favorite snacks is popcorn with M&Ms in it, and this is just right up my alley, and I really want to try it because it comes in a little container that you can put a lid on it and take it back to the room and like eat it at night as a late night snack. So that's something I've never had before and definitely want to try. Number 3 on my list is to watch as many fireworks as possible. I feel like sometimes when I'm at Disney, you know, we've seen the fireworks a bunch, so sometimes it's like, okay, we're tired, let's just go back to the room and we'll watch the fireworks another day. But I really just want to spend a lot of time watching the fireworks at Magic Kingdom, at Epcot, wherever it may be. I just want to take time, stop, and enjoy those moments because I love the fireworks at Disney. Number 4 is to get something from La Cava del Tequila. I absolutely love the Mexico Pavilion at Epcot, and we always pass this little tequila shop that's inside of there. And I heard really good things about their drinks, but also their queso. So like, just maybe pop in, get a little treat from there. I think it'll be really fun to do that. Number 5, believe it or not, is to try a Dole Whip. I've never had a Dole Whip. I'm going to be completely honest with you that I don't exactly know what they are. Like, I feel like I was trying to think of what kind of a flavor. I don't know. So I really want to try a Dole Whip this trip just to say I did it, and we're gonna do it. Number 6 is do a Disney photo booth. There is something that I've been seeing on Pinterest where people take little photo booth pictures and put them in a frame, and I just think it looks so cute and so simple and beautiful, and I really want to get a photo booth picture to commemorate the trip, but also to frame it and put it in my office where I edit these videos. So just something like a little different that I want to do. Number 7 is to finally win on Toy Story Mania. I feel like every time I play, I always lose lately, and so I want to win this time. I'm feeling a little competitive about that, especially because I think the way we're going to do some of these rides in a group of 7 is we're going to do a little spin wheel to see who rides with who, and my whole family is very competitive, so I think it's going to be really fun to do Toy Story Mania together. Number 8, I want to get a commemorative ornament of the trip. This is something my family used to do on every Disney World trip. We would get a custom ornament in Disney Springs just to help us remember the trip with like the year we went or the season we went, and I really want to start doing that, especially as Bryce and I are looking to move into like a forever home soon. I really want to have these little ornaments and little trip reminders to remind us of all these trips and travels we've taken together, so definitely want to do that to commemorate our Disney trip. Number 9 is to ride rides I haven't done in forever. That's the reason I put Dumbo on the vision board, because that's a ride like I haven't done probably in 10 years, and I've been to Disney a lot in between those last 10 years. Last time my sister and I did it, like there's a really fun, just like goofy picture of us riding Dumbo together, and I don't know, I just want to do more of those like little attractions that sometimes we pass over because it's like, okay, we've done them a lot, or we're trying to hit the bigger attractions. Especially with this being my Uncle Shane's first trip, I just think I want to do all the things, and he's gonna want to do all the things. I just want to like live that first time at Disney kind of feeling again, so definitely want to do that. Dumbo is like number 1 on my list. And then number 10 is to get One Way or Another on Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. I love that song. It's my favorite Guardians song. Like, it's just so upbeat and fun, and I love it. I love September too, but One Way or Another is just my favorite, and I feel like I haven't gotten it in a while. I've been getting Conga and Iran and Everybody Wants to Rule the World a lot, and I just want went one way or another. It's my song on Guardians, and that's just like a little bucket list thing. I think it would be really fun to get it with Bryce because I don't think we got it on our trip that we went together. I think we got Disco Inferno a lot. So that's my mini trip bucket list. I have not stopped smiling since I started doing the 30-day trip planning today. Just booking transportation and making a bucket list has just made me even more excited for my trip that's coming up so soon. So thank you guys so much for coming along with me on this planning day. Again, like I said, the 30-day mark, nothing too strict that we have to plan. We're in a time crunch to plan. So it felt a lot more relaxed, and I feel like I was able to enjoy all the planning aspects of this. But with that being said, we have a trip coming up soon, and that means we have lots of vlogs and lots of pre-trip prep content coming soon. So be sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss it, and I will see you guys in the next one.